Dylan, a musical mastermind, a loving father and grandfather. He's a Grammy winner, a Nobel Prize winner, and a Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient. The man is without doubt one of the greatest musicians not just of this era, but of all time. We're here today to discuss one of Dylan's most influential ballads, Joey. Released in 1976 on the album Desire, this song has always stood out to me as one of his masterpieces in terms of storytelling and musical pacing. So here lies the question: who is Joey? Joey Gallo was born in East Harlem, Manhattan, New York City on April 7, 1929. He was raised in a section of New York considered to be Italian-American neighborhood. His upbringing was rough, and he was put into the crime enthusiastical family that would later become the Colombo crime family, one of New York's five families. He had two brothers, Larry and Albert Gallo. He was brought up on the rules violence would answer all his problems. By the times he was roaming the streets, Joey had gained a reputation for himself. One NYPD detective, Albert Seidman, says, and I quote, "The little guy had steel balls." And this was the overall theme to Joey. He was a young man who intimidated people just by his presence alone. Moving into Joey's early days of adulthood, his reputation had become solidified as one of the Colombo family's main members. An interesting quote is from one of the mob's inner circle men, Frank DiMatteo, who personally knew Joey. He says, Joey was a scary guy. His eyes gleamed. He wasn't the guy you joke with. He had no fear. Also added, he was functional but legitimately nuts. This is an interesting as to the sense as the feeling Joey gives us. It was during this period of time the press gave him a nickname that Dylan would also use, Crazy Joe. They gave him this name for his unhinged and unpredictable nature. Joey was without any shadow of a doubt a wild cannon. During this point in time, Joey did do something that indeed solidified his name. He kidnapped senior Columbia figures, including the boss Joe Profaki, attempting to hold a hostile takeover. His attempt led to failure, and the Profaki name remained in power, but after this Joey became the marked man, an outcast. In 1961, Joey's luck ran deeper. Sentenced to 7 to 14 years in prison under the charge of illegal narcotics conspiracies. Joey was released in 1971, spending the majority of the 60s in prison, and when he was released, he was a changed man. He looked like an old man, a bag of bones, with piercing blue eyes, says Sina Sari. Clearly, this time behind bars had altered Joey, more than most people would think. But what happened to him after he got out of prison? Sadly, Joey did not last long. He only lived until his 43rd birthday on April 7th, 1972. In the eyes of the law, Joey was a free man, but in the eyes of the mob, he was still a marked man. Joey was paranoid, frequently moved from location to location in fear for his life, until one fateful day he was at Umberto's clam house in Little Italy. He was celebrating his 43rd birthday, where he was publicly shot and killed. The murder was brutal, product, and symbolic. At that moment in time, it marked the end of Joey Gallo's story. Although Joey was clearly a disturbed human being, he was in my eyes, and I believe in Bob Dylan's eyes, a tragedy. Trying to do his best, but he was corrupted by at a young age by violence and overall made bad decisions that led to him getting killed. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this short dive into the world of Joey Gallo.